Sup y'all, it's me, it's your boy Asmongold, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to optimize your shipyard. Now in this video we're going to take a look at all the best ships to have, how to complete your Hellfire Citadel raid cache missions, how to complete your legendary mission, and also how to complete a couple of other missions that aren't really as important, but I figured I'd put them in a video anyway. First thing of course is obvious, what are the best ships? What ships should you have? Well, at level 2 shipyard you're able to have 8 ships, and at level 3 shipyard you're able to have 10. And so at level 3, let's not get fancy guys, just build 2 of each, okay? And then you're going to have all that you need. But if you want to get fancy, you really only need 1 sub. There's like 2 missions in the entire game that require 2 subs at the same time, and so you can make 3 battleships or 3 destroyers. I think I made 3 destroyers and I came out just fine, and so don't really worry about that all too much. Either way is fine. Now next thing of course is the type of crew that you have. Now there are a number of different types of crew, but only a few of them matter. For all of the ships that aren't like some kind of specialty ship, you want to make sure that you have human crew, and the reason for that is that all of the missions that you're going to be doing, pandering crew give you a higher success chance than human crew do, but it has to be for a longer mission. And so obviously for a lot of these different things, pandering crew are not really useful at all because their racial ability doesn't really go into effect. And so what I would recommend to do is that outside of the specialty ships that I'm going to recommend in just a second here, I would say just go ahead and re-roll your ship, and if you get your ship and it doesn't have a human crew or one of the other crew that I'm going to be talking about in just a second here, go ahead and just decommission it and go and try and make another one that has a human crew. Now the first type of ship is whenever you make a submarine, you have a 5% chance about to make the Gurgle, I think that's how to pronounce it, Mark II, and it's going to give you the Murloc crew. And also if you make a destroyer, you have a chance of getting the Gurgle, which is different than the Gurgle, Gurgle Mark III, okay? And then also you can get the Awakener. Now these 3 different types of ships. Now the Awakener is a reward from being exalted with the Order of the Awakened, and so it's going to take you quite a while, but as you can see, the different types of specialty crew that you have here, the Murloc crews function as a transport, and the Erica crew functions as a whatever counters battleships. I don't even remember what counters battleships. I think carriers do. Either way, and so these function basically as they're like 2 ships at the same time. And so I would recommend remaking destroyers and submarines once you finish your legendary quest and you're just trying to optimize your shipyard. Make sure that you have all 3 of these different types of specialty ships in your arsenal, I guess. And the Awakener, of course, you can only have 1 of them because it's a unique ship. And the Gurgle and the Gurgle, I think you can only have 1 of those each, but one of them can be a submarine and one of them can be a destroyer. I would recommend replacing a carrier with the Awakener as well, by the way, just because, of course, you don't really need a whole lot of carriers anyway, and it's just useful to have. Now here I'm going to show you guys all the different Hellfire Citadel raid cache missions. Now there are 4 different types of names for these Hellfire Citadel raid cache missions. There's like war is fell, and it's like all kinds of different puns and wordplay. But what it really comes down to is all the different things that you have to counter are just the same depending on, it doesn't matter depending on whichever one that you're doing. And so on this screen you guys will see obviously all the different ones you can counter. A lot of them are not really that hard to counter. Some of them are harder than others. Now, another thing I might mention is that Expert Captain, you can't really counter it directly, but you can have, as I said before, have those human crews that kind of increase your success chance even more. Now, next thing, of course, that a lot of people are wondering about is how to actually proc your Mythic and your Heroic Hellfire Citadel raid caches. Now, my understanding is that you need 8 Mythic kills in order to get a Hellfire Citadel Mythic raid cache. It's not like it was in Blackrock Foundry where you were able to do heroic kills and then get a Mythic cache. You now actually have to do Mythic kills in order to get a Mythic cache. And so it will take, this is what's been, I guess, determined by a lot of different people. It will take up to 8 different Mythic kills in order to actually get a Mythic level Hellfire Citadel raid cache. And besides that, the heroic cache, if you have enough, I think it's 15 heroic kills in mythic kills, and in Blackrock Foundry you'll be able to get a heroic Hellfire Citadel raid cache. I think a lot of people probably know that already. And in terms of getting it, I think that you just need 15 heroic kills. It might be 8, but I've also read 15. Either way, I know that 8 is probably going to be the number for the Mythic cache, which is what a lot of people are really looking at getting. Now, outside of that, you just pretty much want to give yourself the best chances possible of completing these. Just buy the things that you need from the vendor. And I have another video that I can show you guys that I have like all the different places where you can buy or find the different patterns for the equipment or the blueprints, whatever. And so it's really not all that hard to do. And so next thing I do want to talk about, of course, is the main reason why we're probably all here down at the shipyard, is how to complete the legendary quest line. Now there are 5 different quests that you have to do, or naval missions that you have to do in order, and the last one is called Boarding the Master's Call, and as you can see, those are the different things you have to counter for this mission. Now this is a 3-ship mission, and so don't really worry too much about it, and also don't worry about getting it up to 100%. You're going to have a really hard time actually doing that, and so just get as high as you can and send them out, and hopefully you'll get it done. And I actually failed one at 95% and I lost one of my ships, and so don't really get too attached to these, especially before you actually complete your legendary mission. And so that's going to take 5 of these. This is the last one. I didn't really want to talk about the other 4 because most of those are going to be very easy to do, assuming that you have all of the correct ships and all of the right equipment blueprints to put the things into ships. It can be a little bit expensive, but you know, it's like your legendary ring, so of course you're going to be doing it right. And so the last thing that I really want to talk to you guys about is there are a number of other rare missions that reward you with a bunch of other things. Now, the only ones that I'm really going to show you in this video are the ones for the heirloom rings, because the other rare missions that are like the one to get, there's like a river beast mount that you can get, there's one for a good amount of gold, and a number of other things that are not really as important. Now this is the mission that you're going to need to do for Captain Sanders' Return Band. As you can see, it's a strength heirloom ring. And you see those 2 cursed crews there. That's because you need to have the what do you call it? The ghostly spyglass. And if you guys didn't know, it used to drop from Captain Ironbeard, and it used to have a very low drop rate, but the drop rate was increased, and so you can go and kill him, and it's almost a for sure drop rate this time. Or I guess like now, whatever. And so anyway, the next one here is Admiral Taylor's Loyalty Ring, and as you guys can see, this one also requires a number of different cursed crew, and so again, make sure that you have that. And outside of that, this mission is probably really not, let's see, yeah, you'll have a little bit of trouble countering this one, and since it has 7 things that you have to counter, and you only can obviously have 6 effectively, you won't really be able to 100% this one, or this one either, with the Signet of the 3rd Fleet, which is the intellect version of the new heirloom ring. And if you guys didn't know, by the way, I'll just mention, the other heirloom ring that you can get is from the Stranglethorn Fishing Extravaganza. Just a little fun fact there, Dread Pirate Ring. So you can have 2 heirloom rings at the same time. And so anyway, guys, I wanted to kind of tell you guys how to really optimize and get your shipyard like 100%, you know, working just perfectly, and you know, give yourself the best chance to doing these missions and having the best ships possible. Like, not a lot of people know about like the Murloc ships and everything else like that. And by the way, a Murloc ship can proc from a destroyer and from a submarine, and has about a 5% chance to proc from each one of those. And so you're going to be re-rolling a lot of these. That's what I'm in the process of doing now, but I wouldn't really worry too much about it until you actually completed your first legendary, or you, not first, but your last legendary quest, and so you're done with all of the naval missions for the legendary, and you can just focus on doing and optimizing your shipyard as much as possible, because before that, of course, you want to have as many epic ships ready in case you do fail your legendary questline mission, and so you can redo it afterwards and not have to like re-level all your ships and everything like that. And so anyway, guys, I hope this helped you. I know a lot of people have had questions about like what's really the best thing to have for ships, and this would be my recommendation. And also, I hope that the information about the Hellfire Citadel raid cache missions helped you guys as well, because I know a lot of people have been very confused about that, including myself, for quite a while. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much all I've got. So thanks for watching, and like, comment, subscribe.